So, hello, Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or wherever the Scorpio is in your chart, because we've all got it somewhere. And we've all got an eighth house. And I'm just going to see how I go with this one. I'll either continue and do the rest, or do the rest tomorrow. But I don't fancy really doing that, so I think I'll just do them tonight. Right, so same old. I'm posting it. There's nobody here live right now, but I'm posting. Oh, what's that? What's that all about? When it says scan chat, I'm posting the link for if anyone's watching this after, that you can, if you want the free cards or the 6 card, or if you want a free card, then just ask me in the comments or ask me live. Obviously, people aren't going to know they're live because there's nobody live yet. Right, and I'm going to set an alarm. So 10 minutes. Right, what does Scorpio need to hear? How interesting. It's the... I need to show you so you know I'm not making this up. Look at what the algorithm's showing me now. Is there anything on there that I don't want you to see? No. Look. Your move, chief. Right? Now, I can't even remember what that is about in the film, but I'm assuming... Oh, yeah. I just put the kettle on while I was peeing. You see it says your move, chief, right? Now, what I'm getting from that is I can't remember what that's about now, right? But I'm assuming it's probably going to be something about the girl, because that whole film is about him being... Oh, fuck, I just went in the shot, but it doesn't matter. Oh, look, that'll be something about vulnerability or showing your mask. Again, it doesn't really translate very well with me, does it? Because I don't give a fuck, right? I didn't, like I said, I've not going to make one. I haven't even fucking washed my face. I'm not going to lip balm on. I don't care, because I love myself unconditionally. And at the end of the day, you know what I mean? We can't always look our best, but you can always feel your best, even despite that. You know what I'm saying? There's a point in this. Oh, but especially because today's energy was about being vulnerable. I don't mean today's energy in general, but yeah, Capricorn new moon, because that's actually totally not like that. That would be like hiding your emotions, but in a sort of way, like, kind of being very private. But the energy that I channeled for the message earlier. Right, okay, so where are the... So we're going to start with divine feminine, divine masculine. What does a divine feminine need to know with Scorpio placements, or just whoever's found this? But yeah, your move, chief, would indicate... How interesting. It's just basically what we've come off of talking about on Aquarius. So Aquarius was nearly an hour, and it was all about somebody asking about it, or is he going to message me? Well, you fucking message him. Do you know what I mean? Again, with all the shit behind it about only if you can handle it, and not come from your ego, which is easier said than done. Right, so, and on that note, openness, look at that. That is the word. I pulled open up and I pulled openness, and it might have even been this little card as well, but I know it was openness on another card. So there's something about, and you see, that's the mirroring thing. If you approach something in an open, vulnerable way, if you've hit the mark with the timing, they're going to mirror you. That's why I was saying to that girl, it's not quite as simple as always just do it. You know what I mean? Because we pulled her the Hermit. So you mean that's where you've really got to tune in, because it wouldn't be that you're being rejected. Obviously, everyone, you could take it that you are if you want to say it, but it's about, it's not the right time. And sometimes it just simply isn't the right time. So you've got to tune in for your own situation, but openness. So for Scorpio, divine feminines that are connected with this, or masculines, feeling side, allowing, receiving, when you approach something with an openness And I would also add to it like an optimism. Let's pull another word. Faith. With openness and faith, as it looks like they're taking a leap of faith. That's the way to do it. So divine masculine. And has got truth. Yeah, look, so to approach anything to do with twin flame stuff with an openness and faith and truth, and you can't go wrong. And then there's pulling me to simplicity and authenticity as well. I've just put them back in the box, so and beauty. And yeah, keep it simple, just overcomplicate it. Because you think about it, that's the ego. When someone's overly focused on like it having to be a certain way, like it's and it is typically, yes, it is. If someone's always been putting in more effort than the other, it doesn't take a genius to work out it's the other person's turn to make an effort. It's different. It's more, I feel that's common sense. It's like, it's more, if you're desperately kind of always doing stuff and you're never getting anything back, you need to just fucking stop. You absolutely certainly do not fucking send a message, right? But also don't be too serious about that. You know what I mean? Because it's, if you get a feeling that you need to do it, you do it. Interesting. That message is just not going away. Right. So it means people need to hear it. Right. What do we need to know money wise for anyone that catches this? Oh, that I'm thinking, why was I channeling about that again? But it's because that's come up on the thing. Your move, chief. Maybe that's some kind of cute nickname somebody's used. That's quite funny. Release jealousy. Ah, okay. So this is about money, but because it's twin flames too, there could be something around that love-wise, because Scorpio can be a very jealous sign. It can. It's about control. It's like, if I can't have you, nobody else is having you, or just that thought of somebody being with the person you love. We'll talk about it with the money thing first. Real jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Listen to the wording. So if you text somebody expecting them to ignore you, they will. If you text somebody with an openness that they'll respond when they're ready, which might not be the same day, by the way. It could be weeks later, it could be months later. That's the hard bit. It's all about the alignment. They just keep going on about this. Let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. So again, you see how that ties, hello Charlotte, that ties on from what I was saying before. Work on yourself, basically. People just don't want to hear this, but you've got to work on yourself. You've got to really get in a really good place yourself of being happy. So happy you don't need it. You're not sitting about daydreaming, thinking about it all day. Doesn't mean that you don't still want it. And especially when it's to do with love, I feel that is the hardest. But it can be done. And you'll get to a point where you've done it enough that there'll be a tap at the door or a text or a whatever, and it's because you let go properly. But it's just not something somebody people can try to teach you. I'm one of those people try to teach, and there's lots of people, but I do feel it's an extremely personal journey where all the stuff that you've done to the date just clicks. And like I said before with twin flames, I sincerely feel that people some twins just aren't allowed to come into union till a certain point. Simple as. Let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. Because again, jealousy is, this is so interesting. Did anyone watch yesterday's? If you didn't watch yesterday's or today's, yesterday's was all about this. It was all about where people are jealous of you or in lack, whatever it is, whether it's work, money, it's But I did channel about it today as well, because a song came on that was about that. It's like, you know, I really like the tune of that song, but it's like, you know, it's called She's All I Want to Be. And it's like I said, it's like when I hear the song, I think about different things every time I hear it, because it's quite catchy. But it's like, you know, sometimes I hear it and it's like a karmic being jealous of a divine feminine and how much a divine masculine's wanting the divine feminine. But other times it could be like insecure divine feminines that are not feeling up to scratch with the whoever the divine masculine's going after, you know, and this can be men, women, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It really just depends. It always depends on how much you've worked on yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, look, like if I was really insecure, do you think I'd be fucking sitting here in my glasses, no washing my face, not giving a shit? No, I don't care. And can I just point out, actually, the fucking elephant in the room, my twin flame is a Scorpio. So if he's going to watch any of them, he might watch like he's bothering though. But and again, I just like with that, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Gonna see me like this one day anyway if he's coming. I was chatting with a couple of people this week and they were talking about calling in the one and intentions for this year. I wonder if they were reading that. That's the book I worked through with my group. If they're calling it that, I bet they were working through that book. I said, I'm focused on choosing joy and what feels good for me. Well, that's a good place to be, Charlotte. Yeah. If they were calling it it's funny wording. But yes, basically. So focus on your priorities. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. So again, that is that. Oh, have you? Did you get that when I was suggesting people get it, or did you have it anyway? Oh no, I think were you not one of the people that you had said that you already had it and you hadn't looked at it or something? Yeah, and look, the time's up. The alarms went off. So time's up for something. So that connects with the message. I'm just laughing at what I already said. And then anyway, listen, I'll move myself out of the way here. But it's like, you know, that thing was like your move, Chief. Do you know what I mean? But this is about stop avoiding what scares you and laugh in its face and do the scary thing. And if you're not ready to do that, focus on gratitude, the power of gratitude, being grateful for where you are. My friend was letting go of a copy. All right, interesting. Count your blessings and feeling gratitude for what. Oh, and that ties into what I channeled today as well, Charlotte, because I said about journaling, and that's all about journaling. That's pretty cool. Counting your blessings and feeling gratitude for what you already have helps you to be centered in your heart instead of fixated on worries in your mind. What and who are you grateful for right now? Keep focusing upon gratitude and you'll discover the amazing generosity of the universe. This feels connected to everything I've been saying tonight on all the other signs. Right. And the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. Now, Gemini is about communication. It's also about twins. Therefore, it'd also be about twin flames. And a personal issue reaches resolution. How interesting, because this came out for, I can't remember what sign it was now, but it came out for one of the other signs, like both. I think it was actually, anyway, but it's what's important here is the full moon in Cancer is in 2 weeks. So whatever arisen on the last full moon and whatever's arising now on the new moon in Capricorn, even more is going to come up for you in 2 weeks around the full moon in Cancer. And because it's about feelings, that's important for twin flames to know, because it means a lot of repressed feelings could be coming up to the surface big time, big time now, but definitely in a couple of weeks' time as well, because it's a sign of feelings, but also because Cancer is the 4th house of trauma, of any kind of trauma, and pushing down your feelings is a trauma. And again, I say this all the time, right? I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a counsellor as well, if you're a healer, how much work you've done on yourself. Everybody has trauma, full stop. I've got trauma, you've got trauma, we've all got trauma. And that's why we all need to be careful with each other, actually. Even people that do us wrong. In fact, probably more with them, because that's why they're acting like that. But it doesn't mean you hang around for the mistreatment, from karmics. But like for whether it be your karmic or the karmic of your twins or anything like that, wherever this applies. But yeah, some kind of issue is going to reach a resolution. So lovely. I think I keep forgetting about these cards, but I've just remembered. What else have we got for Scorpio? Follow through. Right, I'm sorry, this is a very clear message, and you see me shuffle. Follow through. Follow through on that inspired action. Choose who you're becoming, because basically your choices matter. And every time you choose not to move forward and you give in to the fear, you're making a decision to let the fear win. And that's okay. We've all been there. I've been there. You've been there. Get what I'm saying? Whatever I'm saying, I've been there myself and I can still go there. But I felt a lot more liberated when I've just, that's not going to sound right, when I've followed through. I mean, fucking hell, pretty funny, but you know what I'm saying? When I've followed through with that inspired action or divinely guided scary move, whatever area of life, some of which, I'm yet to see why I've done it. It does feel good because I didn't fall into fear in that moment. And the more you do that, guess, oh my God, guess who will follow you? Welcome the divine masculine. That's pretty mental. So again, bit speechless at that with lots of all the different synchronicities. I don't think I need to point out the obvious there. So eventually, when you let go of the timing of when that happens, that's what happens, because you, divine feminine, regardless of your gender, take the big scary action somewhere in your life. But this is what I always channel. I've said it with every challenge. When I do something scary, whether it is directly linked to my twin flame, or that's never a lot, or in my work, then wherever I take a big scary action, he will mirror me. I just won't always look. Time's up. Welcome the divine masculine. Oh dear. Welcome the divine masculine in you, and take action wherever you're procrastinating, and then you'll start to see the physical one in divine time. I love it, right? But we've got to stop somewhere. And also that means something. We've got to stop somewhere. Someone's got to stop the cycle that you're in. So if you're in a cycle of tit for tat, or I'm going to hold off as long as I can, well, guess what the other person's going to do? And that's where I can take personal responsibility, that there's times I could have been less serious and done something and had a bit of fun. You know what I'm saying? And it would have been harming no one, because it would have been footloose and fancy free. But you know what I'm saying? But then it gets to a point where you don't do anything about it. And then you're thinking back on the moments you wish you'd done something. And then to take it to an even more serious level, it's like in the clip from that film, when the guy's like, he's like, oh my God, I can't believe you missed the game. And he's like, well, I'm not regretting that, because that's why I'm not standing here telling you about the time I didn't take the chance with the love of my life. You know what I'm saying? And I have to stress, that's only for the people that's all that's stopping them. When there's other people, there's other complicated things or something, that's different, and they've got stuff to work through. But there's ones that are ready with these cards. All greatness teeters on whether a would-be hero overcomes the terror within and advances regardless. Right, I'm done. I'm fucking done, man. I'm fucking done. All greatness teeters. And that's basically what I was just, and it spit it through me. I mean, if you really hear what they were saying there, right? I was basically saying, I'm mindful of the people that aren't ready, but that's not everyone. Some of them are teetering on the edge. A would-be hero overcomes the terror within and advances regardless. Amazing. Amazing. Someone's going to overcome that fear within. There's a nobility to those who do not let neediness and desperation compromise who they are. And you see, that fits with what I just said earlier as well, because that's what I pulled when I was channeling to that girl in the Aquarius one. Because the difference with divine masculine, and a lot of divine masculines actually will be in that energy a little bit. Some of them will be in these energies. But it's because it's a different story. If you had suddenly just, well, it's not allowing it, it's not within your control. If all these feelings just suddenly surface that you'd pushed down, you are going to feel quite needy and desperate, because you're going to be like, oh my God, like, what the fuck have I done? Like, do you mean? And it's all the emotions that you move through. So it is taking a bigger risk. So that's why you've got to be understanding of the fear that you've got, if that's you or if that's your twin. But you'll find your sacred flow, whatever that means to you, to follow through. Your past supports your future. Your past supports your future. Some people might be like, no, it fucking doesn't. I've fucking got trauma from all the fuckers that have upset me. But what that could mean as well is your past supports your future. Like, it's made you who you are. And anyone that's your true twin flame would understand that as well, because you will have both done equal amounts of work. It just won't look like that. It doesn't always look like that. Definitely doesn't always look like that to other people, but both people will. And that's why it's a personal journey anyway, blah, blah, blah. I only saw the pic you posted of Goodwill Hunt and blew my mind as I watched it last week, did you? I have been channeling about it all week, but yeah, it's one of my favourite. I've mentioned it a few times, but it's one of my favourites, because obviously it's a counselor. But you should watch that. It's not just a picture; it's a video. Watch it, because it's brilliant. It just explains why I was going about therapy. Basically, it's what I do with people. And I say, obviously, I know it's what I do with people because I'm a counsellor as well. But I specifically mean I'm very like that counsellor in that film. Obviously, I'm not a man, but it's because of how he is. You know what I mean? It's because he uses himself, and there just simply aren't a lot of counsellors that do that. I worked with loads of people. I mean, I worked with people, or I trained with people that were so guarded. And even some people at the end of the course, even though things were going tits up for me, they actually said, the one person that's taught me the most about being yourself. I mean, that sounds like the speech at the end of the Dirty Dancing. That's fucking hilarious. But yeah, she did. I'll never forget it. It was actually the only other woman there that was already a trained counsellor in another type of therapy, or maybe she was just wanting a refresher or something. But so the thing about that was even more of a compliment. It was someone with experience behind her, and she was really lovely. But it was like, yeah, they were like, it was something about how raw I am and honest, and that she'd really learned a lot about just let yourself be seen for who you really are. You know what I mean? Now that sounds like the end of Cinder. Like I'm just fucking quoting all the films now. But yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? It is it's sad, you know, because again, it's like I haven't watched it for years, and I know I'm going to be fucking bawling my eyes out because I was actually crying at that clip. But I think I'm going to watch, because it's so late now. I think I'm going to watch it tomorrow. I'm just trying to decide whether I want to do. If I can stick to them being short, I'll keep going with them, because I am quite. Wait a minute, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Right, what signs have I got left? Shout out some signs and I'll see if I've got. Have I done? No, I've not done Sagittarius. I always share my experiences for others to see in action. Fees doesn't help everyone, but real stories hit differently. I cried buckets when he said it's not your fault. Oh God, I know. Yeah, and absolutely, Charlotte. Yes, there's the power of storytelling is amazing. I'm still on fire, I am, and hello, Michelle. It's because I'm a generator. I can just keep going. I think I'll just keep going. Yes, thank you, Charlotte. That's right. Cancer and Gemini. I haven't got them. Well done. And you wouldn't even know it. You weren't even here for all of them. So that's very well done. We just need 2 more. Libra and Virgo. Fucking hell, you're on fire, Charlotte. They are the ones I was missing. Good. Very bloody well done. Thank you. Right, I've got them all. Charlotte, like, literally just nailed them all. How did you do that, Charlotte? I'm wowed by your powers. Yeah, no, that's the clip that in that. Watch the vid that synopsis or the breakdown of that film is brilliant. You'll love that. If that's one of your favourites as well, you should watch that. I think I'll be forever posting that to encourage people to do therapy, whether it's with me or anyone else, because it's powerful the way the guys broke it down. Yes, you definitely are psychic. Right, so and I think that's why I was crying, because I've had that moment with many different people, but it's kind of weird for me because I've had to do it on Zoom, the last few years. It's and actually there'll be loads of people watching this where I've had that moment with you. It's like, and it's because a lot of the people I attract have also got ADHD as well, which then complicates it even more. That it will be someone that's used to like going at quite a fast pace. Again, because even though I've got inattentive ADHD, I can still, although I'm kind of talking slow right now, I'm in that calm place, my mind will be like, that's what can drive me nuts. Something like I get all these inspirations for all these different areas of my life, and then I exhaust myself and I end up fucking doing none of it. But that's actually not that's an old story. So I'm going to cancel, clear, delete that. Because I actually have been doing a lot, and that's why I'm kind of wowing myself at the shit that's happening, and I'm making notes, and I'm not actually sharing all of it. Sharing some of it, but yet I'll share it in the right way. But that bit's really, if anybody ever wants to know what happens in therapy, that video breaks it down, and that film is brilliant for showing it. Is that you can't actually put your finger on the magic moment that happened that gave the breakthrough, but something happens in those 8 sessions alone. Because although that's what that guy, that's what the guy breaks down in that wee video that I'm talking about, because he really, honestly, I can't, I'm being such a geek about this, but you'll see what I mean if you take the time to watch it. He really does break it down what happens through 8 sessions. And basically, in the first one, he's testing them. He's like, you're just like all the other cunts. You're going to just, sorry, I said the C word, but I can't take it back now. But yeah, he's just like, you're going to abandon me too. You know what I mean? I'm going to test you. You're going to be, and that's what I go through people. I go through that with people in a session, never mind the therapy. It's interesting if I don't know somebody very well and they've put, like, I've had that happen a few times where, again, not all my people are repeat people and I know them well, and but occasionally I've had like a friend of a friend, and definitely I've had other healers, because again, I'm a healer for healers, I'm a counsellor for counsellor, I'm a shaman for shaman, whatever medium for medium. It's like I'm here to even for people that have got more experience than me, it really doesn't matter. It's and one woman I'm being shown in particular, and again, it's anonymous, but I'm being shown someone in my mind's eye. And again, I don't know, it might again, for all I know, somebody might, it might be something that's more quieter and tunes in, and she was really lovely, and she had like, I don't know, it was something like 20 or 30, again, I think it was more than like 20 or 30 years of experience being a healer. But it was just the missing link was my special soul retrieval, it was probably something, I think would have been something linked to self, it would be like really kind of stuff that only comes out when you do, it's the stuff that only comes out, I'm not going to say it's stuff that comes out with me in a session because of that Pluto, that people just can't hide even it, and it's not that people actually knew they were hiding it. That's what's complicated about it. It's like my energy just seems to mirror back that thing that was getting in someone's way. But it depends how much something's getting in someone's way, because if someone has learned clever ways of how to hide it, and that's where that comes about in therapy. And like I say, I'm now being shown all the people I've done therapy with, and it's the moments that stick out is when someone, I actually spoke about that when I on the, if you want any of the, not any of them, but I'm thinking of one of the interviews in particular, whenever anybody was trying to stop themselves from crying, and that's like that moment that I'm describing there, that moment, like it's obviously it would always be more ideal to be in person with someone to do that. But I do it on Zoom as well, where someone's like quickly trying to hurry past it, and it's like, can we go back to that? But do you know what's quite funny? I'm laughing now. One of my Soul Fam members that I've been her counsellor, but if ever I'm talking to her and it's not like a session and we're talking informally, it's like, if someone does happen to go into talking about something that's upsetting them, that's what's funny about it, isn't it? It's like, if I catch it, because again, I'm not perfect, right? You have to fucking turn it off sometime again, but I don't really, it's like, it's scary. Not everybody likes to be tuned in on that. So that's what I mean. That's where I'm going, they're making me go into real sort of deep shit here, but it's true. It's like you got to pick your moments, it's not, it is a powerful placement I've got, but the fact that I chose to go down the route of all the different stuff that I do, it's that's why I learned over time to just shut my mouth, actually. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I said the other day about empathy. Like, if you're worried about saying the wrong thing, well, if depending on what somebody's upset about, just fucking, the least you can say, the better. Do you know what I mean? But that's where it's difficult if somebody's telling you something, like in this context, right? Like, see when people are typing things on here, or if it's in a comment, like that gets a wee bit more difficult. And that's where you just have to forget all the shit that I'm saying about therapy, because it's not, can't be applied there. But it's but in that's why that's actually why it needs to be held in therapy. Like, and if you think about it, if I have deep moments with people on live streams and stuff, then, and obviously you know when I'm talking to people that are on the live chat right now, but people that don't know that, I don't think you've got any idea how intense it is to be on a Zoom with me or to be in person with me 1-to-1. Like, yeah, I can see into people's souls. Anyway, on that cheery note, oh, no wonder I'm talking like this. It's fucking Scorpio. Oh my God, that's actually fascinating. Wow. Holy fucking shit, man. I didn't even connect the dots when I just said, why is this so deep? And then what I'm channeling about is my Scorpio placement. All right, we need to get out. My fucking Pluto is having a field day there. Shit. But anyway, see, Scorpio folk are going to love that. Unless they're really in the fear, because they've just shown it in action. They've just shown you what I do. It's like, it's like what I've said before about when I've been in different counselling like experiences where like group things where like somebody's mentioned like a child dying or I don't know, death or what would be another sort of rape or something like that. And then someone's changed the subject. And that's when I was like, wow, like, what the fuck? Like, that's where the teachers need to fucking get involved. Because if somebody can't handle a training ground where somebody mentions that and they change the subject because they feel awkward, it's worrying about what they would do in a private session. Do you know what I mean? Where somebody goes to get help about something specifically about that. You would hope it wouldn't happen, but trust me, it does. Just like there's bad teachers, there's bad counselors, there's bad healers. That's why I always fucking say what do I always say. I just fucking let anybody heal me, let me tell you. I'm selective. Anyway, seriously, on that note, I'm going to go and we're going to do Sagittarius next because it's like going from like fucking night and day. Right, so I'll see you on that one. Right.